All right. My name is Chris Campbell. I'm a practicing CPA and I work with small businesses and individuals to help them pay the least amount of taxes possible while keeping them out of jail. This is the follow up on some videos that I've done before about the employee retention credit. So I just read an article from the IRS website and they are offering what's called a special withdrawal process. There's been so many fraudulent claims that's been filed with this employee retention credit through so many businesses. They've realized that, and they also understand that many business owners might have filed a fraudulent claim or someone filed it on their behalf and them not knowing that it is indeed fraudulent. I had mentioned in a previous video, there are a lot of aggressive companies out here, some are scam companies that have been approaching a number of small business owners and telling them that they were entitled to the credit when they were not. And they went ahead and filed these false claims and you got a refund, in some instances tens of thousands, some instances hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then in return, they would take a percentage of that claim. And the IRS has finally caught up. They've seen all of these fraudulent claims. They had to put a stop to it. So the first thing they did was they stopped processing claims for the moment. The cutoff was September 14th. If you put in a claim or had someone put in a claim for you after the 14th, it's on hold right now. Anything that hasn't been paid out yet, they're still reviewing it, and they're going to look at the current claims that they're processing more with a fine-tooth comb. And I would imagine once they get through these current claims, they're probably going to go back and look at some of the previous claims, and they're probably going to start asking some questions. So with this special withdrawal process, they want to give small businesses an out because they realize that some of these companies didn't know. They were approached by folks. They thought it was legit. They get a check from the IRS. They're like, oh, this is great. Not knowing that maybe they shouldn't have filed in the first place. The IRS wants to give you a chance to pay out. But there are a number of requirements in order to qualify for it. Now, it doesn't account for if you already received the money and spent the money. This withdrawal process is only if you have either put the claim in and haven't received the money yet, or if you have received the money and you got a check and you didn't cash the check yet. So those are the two big conditions that they are allowing you to withdraw. So you go to the IRS website. I haven't gone to look at it, but it seems like there's a couple of documents or probably a letter or a form that you would submit essentially saying, hey, look, I'm withdrawing. I know my request is in, but I don't want it anymore. So forget that I did it. No harm, no foul, no interest, no penalties. They'll act as if the request never happened. So that's a good thing. But I can see it can create a pretty big problem for someone who already went and got their money and they went ahead and spent the money. Being that the IRS did not give any leeway for that or didn't account for that, that tells me they're going to do some more investigations on past claims. And if they find out that your claim was fraudulent, then you'll have to pay that money back with interest and penalties. That could be pretty hefty, especially if you don't have the money anymore. And by the time they finish all their investigations, you're probably looking at a couple years worth of interest and penalties. So I see they did not leave a provision for that. So there can be some big trouble ahead for some folks who might have fallen victim to a scammer. And just like when you're filing your regular taxes, if you had a tax preparer who filed a false tax return and inflated your refund, if you get caught out there, the defense of I didn't know doesn't hold weight, or someone else did it for me. That doesn't get you out of it. It looks like it's going to be the same thing here. I don't think there's going to be a I didn't know or someone did this for me. At the end of the day, it's your business. It's your tax ID. So they're going to hold you responsible for it. Now, what I did read on the IRS site, though, if you did get the money, you can file an amended return to essentially wipe out the claim that you had. But keep in mind, they're going to ask you for that money back. So you can go ahead and reverse the paperwork that was done, but you're going to have to pay that money back with interest. Doesn't look like they're providing any special leeway for that. Let's say if you took the money and you already cashed it, and now you're worried that you might have had a false claim filed on your behalf. A couple things you can probably do. You're going to want to get a review. I would go to a third party. Not to toot my own horn, you should probably go see a CPA and not a marketing company. Find a practicing CPA. Don't go to the company that filed the return for you because they're going to tell you that it's all good. Go find them and have them review that paperwork. Go to the company that filed the initial paperwork and ask for a copy of it if they didn't send it to you already. Bring those copies to a practicing or reputable CPA firm, someone that's actually practicing, not someone who says they're a CPA but they're not practicing. And the reason why I say that is because if you go to someone that's practicing like myself, we have a lot more to lose by doing fraudulent stuff. Most won't bet their livelihood on doing fraudulent claims because their professional license is at stake. You can lose the license. I like to think from that standpoint, they have a lot more to lose. So you'll be able to get an honest assessment of what's going on. It's hard to know whom you can trust because of these companies and these aggressive marketing tactics. But more than likely, these companies that have been pushing that are not CPAs or the CPA firm. And if you figure out that the claim is indeed fraudulent, then you're going to have to start preparing for how you're going to pay that money back. There are payment plans that you can always work out. So that's all for now. Make sure you get the proper help you need. I hope this helped. And if you have any more questions about this particular topic or any other tax or accounting related questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. That's all for now. I'll talk to you in the next one.